In 2016, the Buganda Kingdom signed a memorandum of understanding with Uganda breweries to produce Engule beer, a locally made from the cassava crop. To effect this, the Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, encouraged his subjects and Ugandans to start planting cassava in order to produce Engule beer as their way of supporting the kingdom while also fighting poverty.
If you grow cassava and you sell it, your income levels are going to rise. And when the kingdom gets income through the sale of Engule brand, then we shall be able to address the social concerns.
The Katikiro also directed that all of Buganda start consuming the brand on all cultural functions.
At every Buganda function where alcohol is in the mix, I want to see Uganda breweries products, specifically Engule. It's a good drink. It tastes good. It tastes good.
On the other hand, the government also committed themselves to support farmers in agro-processing through Operation Wealth Creation.
Given the dominance of agriculture as the source of livelihood to most of Ugandans, especially groups linked to nucleus commercial farmers who will be encouraged to add value to farmers' produce, put up efficient storage and minimize post-harvest losses.
However, this fell on parched ground when the government imposed a special tax on Uganda breweries in 2018, which left cassava farmers unable to sell their crop.
We had reached, by 2015-2016, we had reached delivering 2,000 metric tons in a financial year. It is now taking 20 tons. You can imagine that gap. That's a loss already.
This group of cassava farmers in Kiryandongo district were particularly affected and are now stuck after investing their hard-earned monies.
There are no people to come and buy this cassava from the farmers. There are no industries that are coming to say we are buying this cassava for processing. So basically that is where the cassava farmers have lost it.
This crisis turned a multi-million shillings cassava processing plant into a white elephant as the factory scaled down its demand for cassava flour.
This investment is seated on 5 acres of land with a name of expansion. We wanted also to expand into starch. It is worth 350 million Uganda shillings. Now it is white elephant because our off-taker no longer.
According to the corporate affairs manager of Uganda Breweries, Juliana Kagwa, the tax meant that the company would not break even if it continues with Engule production.
And when we took it up by about 500 Uganda shillings, you can imagine how many people we lost in terms of demand, in terms of consumer uptake. So the ripple effect of that is essentially that our uptake of cassava and the purchase of that raw material obviously declined.
As farmers continue to count losses, royalties accruing to the Buganda Kingdom have virtually disappeared.
Right now our production has gone down to about a quarter of what we're producing in 2016. It follows. So Buganda Kingdom obviously will be collecting relatively less than they might have collected if we were able to commercialize and retail the product at an attractive consumer price.
The brewery believes that the government has gone against the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy.
We need to ring fence and protect local raw material and the use of it. When we talk about Build Uganda, Buy Uganda, it needs to come to life throughout every value chain touch point, right from tax to the farmers, to ourselves, to the consumers.
Jingo Francis, NTV.